Every thought, every code, every scar. We are tuned to the same strange channel. Every heart like a distant star. Hey, so run with me through the glitch and the glow, where the down never finds the end. If we're lost on this wild transmission, then get lost with me again.
Hello and welcome everybody back to another episode of SNX Radio. I'm Coley, also known as ColeyUFO, and I really want to start this off. As many of you heard about David Wilcox. I just have to say that if anybody is listening, let this be an example of the people that have contributed to so much of the, I can't even tell you, the trolls and everything that has gone on. This should show and teach every single one of you we really need to be better about this, and we need to be better to one another, because stuff like this, I can't even tell you what I have seen and what I know, especially from Corey, good, and all this stuff. Like, none of this was necessary nor needed. And I'm not saying that there weren't struggles outside of this. I just know what I saw myself personally, and it was very wrong, and it definitely took its toll on people. So with that being said, as things go on or progress, I'll keep you up to date, but I have reached out to Corey and everybody and gave my condolences and from us. So it was, it's just a terrible thing to happen. But I appreciate everybody being here tonight. The best thing that we can do is be good to one another. Look out for one another. If you guys see something, say something and do something. If you see online targeting harassment, definitely report it. I just can't say enough. I knew something. It was only a matter of time before this really impacted somebody at this level. And I'm sorry, so sorry to David Wilcox and his loved ones that that this played out the way that it did. So without, again, I don't want to be the doom and gloom, but I really appreciated everybody, and to it's been great to see the outpour of positive things being said about him, because that definitely has not been the case for a very long time. So going through GSD we got from X, great to see you over there on X. Ray Burt, nice to see you, and yes, thank you. Definitely rest in peace, David Wilcox. I hope that he got some peace out of all this. So, and we got our producer Blazers in the house. That's awesome. Valdo, I saw you. Thank you so much. It's nice to see you. Jonocide, great to see you. It helps to be around one another. It really does. So, Werewolf, hey, it's good to see you. Usually I catch you after. Joe Fox over on Facebook, nice to see you. And we got GGOT. I don't know if that stands for something else. I apologize, but Maya Starfire, if you guys have not subscribed to Maya, definitely go over to her channel and do so. She joins every Monday night here at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So yeah, we have a lot of fun over here on Monday. Kurt W75 is in the house. Kurt's always nice to see you. Kurt's been with us and one of the core people here. Appreciate, always nice to see you. Magneticus, he's over on X too, but he's here on Magneticus. If you want to drop your link over on X, he's the wizard. He really is a wizard. So We have Squatchin. Welcome. And I know I love going through chat. I do. Is Squatchin? Oh yeah, Squatchin and you. Hey, thank you so much for all you do over there on X2 and reposting. I really appreciate that. That seriously, that helps so much. That's amazing. Thank you. I can't thank all of you enough that do that. Benno from Oz. Benno's in the house. Benno's great. And Gary Spikes. Gary Spikes is one of the best moderators that I know. Blazer, I'm not saying that. Like, Blazer's really good too, but he's really good as a producer and he does it. But Gary, let me tell you, he's sometimes working like up. He said his max was 8 chats. I don't know if you can even imagine. I was like, oh, I'd get lost. But his panel is going to join. We're going to be hosting them. They're great people. Second Monday of the month, always at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're kind of playing with the time, but it will be within an hour of that and always the second Monday of the month. So William Nighthawk, is always great to see you and welcome. Let's see here. Oh my gosh. And Blazer, oh boy. And thank you so much for gifting those 5 memberships. So we are going to have 5 new members. And with that, let me see if I can do this correctly. It will it will not be so awkward, I promise. But thank you, Blazer. I just have to get it. So, Shelly, it's nice to see you in here. Oh my gosh, Shelly. And let's see, did I miss anybody? I hope I did not. It really bothers me when I do. If I missed you, I promise I'll make it up to you. But we do have a great guest, and he's probably like, get me out of back here, wherever back here is. He is, when we had the other day, I'm trying to think here how, you know what, I'm going to bring him on, Chadwick. He's got the UFOs covered, and he was Daniel that was on the other day with Bigfoot is actually one of his friends that he had been talking about when he was on during his interview. So I'm just gonna, without further ado, bring Chadwick on. Welcome, Chadwick, to the show. I'm gonna let you, cause you don't fall like, so nice and neat like I don't either into a category. So why don't you tell everybody, what you do, who you are?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to you, Coley, for having me on tonight. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, my name's Chadwick Gales. I'm from Southwest Pennsylvania, Fayette County. I would call myself a paranormal investigator as opposed to like a UFO researcher, a Bigfoot researcher, or a ghost hunter. I do it all. I get into all of it. It's funny, the thing that actually got me into doing this stuff took place about 100 yards across the street from my house. See, if you go out my front door here, go across the street, my garage is right there, and then behind my garage is a really big hill. The top of that hill is a huge cemetery. The one far corner, I think it's where it began, it started it. If you go back there and look, there's graves in there from the 1700s. It's really old and it's huge. It takes up almost this whole top of this hill across half the mountainside up here. But it was really crazy. It was a Saturday night. I remember because I went out to my truck to grab my backpack that I take to work because I usually put snacks, stuff like that in and take to work with me. But it was about 10 o'clock at night. I went out to grab it. I was like, all right, yeah, go get this. So I go out the door, and it just caught my eye. As soon as I went out the door, there was a huge orb of light floating above the cemetery. I'd say it was probably 100, 150 yards up in the air.
Oh, no way.
And it just sat in the same spot. The whole time we watched this thing, because I got my wife to come out. Well, we're no longer together, but my wife, the kids, they were young at the time. They're adults now, but yeah, this thing was crazy. It's super bright. It was so bright, but it would get real bright, then it would like dim down and go out.
Oh yeah.
And then it would flash back up, super bright. Then it would do it again, it would dim down and go out. Like I started recording it, and with like the camera technology at the time, like through the phones, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When it would dim down and go out, it looked like through the phone, it looked like it exploded into thousands of tiny stars. I don't think that's what it was doing, but I don't know. I mean, it could have been, you know, how the cameras were back then. But
That's crazy. So is this because the first UFO it found me, but I was it would date it back to the Civil War era in this old cemetery, back taking pictures of paranormal, and boom, this is sounding a little bit, yeah.
wow, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when it shot off, it measured to be 50 foot in diameter. I was 30 feet away. When it shot off, it went to the orbs, and there was probably like I think 7 or 8 orbs that it broke off into.
I got this thing on a trail camera too, back in this area in the mountains back here where I like kind of micro investigate. That's where I found those tracks too. But this thing was weird, man. I caught it on a game camera. At first, it looked like it was like a planet, I thought, or a star, you know, because it was up in the sky. Then all of a sudden, it started to like move and morph a little bit, and then little ones came out of it and went back into it, and it's pretty wild. It's on my YouTube channel, Chestnut Ridge Paranormal. If you want to check it out sometime, it is crazy looking.
We can pull it up. I've got hundreds of videos. Like I've even had one come down on the road, and I mean, this is when you start interacting with them, it's a totally different game. But if you want me to pull the video up, I can do that.
I mean, that's up to you if you want to. It's fine with me.
Yeah. If you do you have or is there any way you can drop or you know what, I could see if Blazer 2 could find it, and then we could just share the screen. But yeah, continue. Now I'll work on getting that video. That's awesome.
Yeah, but like I was saying about that one that got me into this across the street. See, I've been seeing UFOs around the Chestnut Ridge area my entire life. I grew up here. I've been seeing stuff in the sky that I can't explain since I was 5 years old, you know, as far back as I can remember. Anyway, I'm almost 50 now.
Yeah, as am I. I know. So let me guess. Have you had an experience with other than the UFOs? Have you had an experience with the beings that you remember?
No, not that I remember. No.
But you've been that close to a UFO.
Oh yeah, I've been very close.
Are you able to communicate with spirits at all? Are you able to see them, hear them?
Yeah.
Are you Irish or are you part Native American?
That's crazy you said that, because I'm part Irish and part Native American.
Yeah, we all are. Right? Welcome to the family. It's a thing. Really. It's a thing.
Well, that's really the crazy thing. It's like I always had like premonitions about stuff. Like I could
the precognition.
Like vague whispers of things. And 4 years ago, I had a brain aneurysm that should have killed me. And I think it just cracked everything open because it's so much stronger now.
Did you have any blood? Were you given any blood or any sort of anything like that? But you're probably right. You're probably right.
I have no idea. I was in the hospital for over a month. I had tubes sticking in my head. They said I kept trying to pull the tubes out of my head, and it was crazy.
Did you have a near-death experience with that?
Yeah.
I would assume.
I think I did, yeah.
That would do it.
Yeah, it's like, see, my wife at the time, she didn't really tell me a whole lot about what happened, and I never really talked to the neurologist very much. He never really explained what really happened either, you know what I mean? It's like, it's weird.
It sounds crazy, but as crazy as this is, I get it. I had neck surgery before, and I felt the same. Here they had to infuse me with blood, which is a big deal because of my blood type. And nobody told me. Nobody told me until after I left. I was like, I think it's a liability for them. I really do.
Yeah, you'd think it would be. Wow.
Yeah, it's weird. It gets weird, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. It gets very strange. Very strange.
So you have the connection on both sides, and you have the lineage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
My grandmother was Irish and had Native American heritage, and so did my grandfather.
Oh wow. So yes, yes. Well, so is there anybody else in your family that has experienced it?
I have a pretty big family, so I would have to say yes. I don't really talk to very many of them because we don't really see each other that often, you know what I mean? But next time I run into any of them, I'm gonna have to start asking them about it.
How about a grandparent? Sometimes it will skip generations. Like my grandmother was the one. I don't, and neither one
Yeah,
of my
I
parents really
think
were.
my grandmother, see, they all passed when I was young. I think my grandmother on my mother's side had it. I'm pretty sure. From what I can remember of her, she seemed like she'd be the person that would have it. I can almost guarantee it.
So what made you believe in them?
Believe in
That's a
what?
requirement, like in UFOs, for in order for you to really experience it, like you have
Hmm.
to believe. Like
I've believed ever since I was a little kid. I've just always had a strong drive and belief of paranormal. You know what I mean? It's just
because you're
like
connected.
it's like second nature to me. You know, I
Absolutely.
started going out and investigating this stuff, and started going out in the woods. Man, it's just some of the feelings I get out in the forest. It's wild. It's so crazy.
Oh
It's
yeah,
pretty.
no, I totally understand. It's like what the stories people hear about, it's like I don't somebody's like, "Oh, you're telling a fisherman's tale." I said, "If anything, I'm not telling you even the full thing here. It gets
Yeah,
way crazier than I could even tell you about." You know what I mean? Like it just like that's the I don't know. It's definitely the lure, but that's
right.
amazing. Thank you for that information because I kind of I'm trying to keep like the data because it's every single time I'm noticing similarities between all of us. And
Yeah, yeah.
it's really crazy. So I kind of try and put the pieces together that way. So, but yes, yeah, go on. So you're in a cemetery, but you've experienced this since 5. You've seen them in the sky. Like, are
Oh,
they?
yeah, yeah. That's what I mean. It's like I see stuff in the sky now. It's like I get excited, but I don't get that excited anymore. You know, not like I used to
Oh, I
because
know.
becoming such second nature. It's like it's wild, man. Like I was saying about my YouTube channel. There are so many videos of UFOs on my YouTube channel. It's unreal. It's like what most of it is. Like
It,
I
no, yeah, no. I used to.
I
Mine was
run
all
into
wiped
them
out.
everywhere. You know, it's like I got
Yeah,
so many from like just pulling into work and seeing something in the sky, and I start recording. It's like it's crazy. It's like they're just everywhere around here. It makes me think there might be like an underground alien base somewhere deep into Chestnut Ridge
it's
because
you also. You know that,
this
right?
place is like completely polluted with abandoned mines and caves. They're just they're everywhere. You know what I mean? So that got me thinking a while back, like there has to be a connection between the mines and the caves and the constant activity in the sky. There almost has to be a base somewhere in the Chestnut Ridge. I would bet money on it.
Yeah, that's usually where they hide, though. That's usually where. But two, you
Right?
got to understand you're quite a beacon for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
So, as much as, like, I always tell people with the paranormal, w you might be not understand this exactly, but we're the ones that are pulling a lot of this to us, it's like we need this
Right.
confirmation, we need this and it's a part of, the whole process, I get that.
Right.
But yeah, you're definitely gonna be quite a beacon. Do you have a way, like I know that what I do, like, in order if I go out, like, and how I envision I kind of use some of the CE5 protocol, but I didn't realize that was what it was. It was just kind of what
Right.
was working,
Right.
I kinda, like,
Yeah.
give them a map and, do you do some of that when you go out and
Yeah.
communicate with them?
Sometimes. Yeah. I
What are
try
some of
to.
your
You know.
techniques that you used?
I sort of just wander around till I start getting feelings and head toward the feelings. Pretty much what I do.
Oh, yeah, definitely, because you
You
can
know,
sense them. They
yeah,
sense you, you can
it'll
sense
lead me to, and then next thing you know, there's something zipping across the sky. You know what I mean? It's pretty wild. It's like this property I'm investigating where they claim to see a werewolf. That's where I took Daniel. He came up in March and we did like a 4-day camp out. Had a hardcore Bigfoot guy ghost hunting. It was pretty cool.
He talked really. He must have had an amazing experience because I don't know if weren't you in the chat when he was on? He talked about you quite a few times.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. He we actually got some. I got something on my phone when we were using the motion sensing cat balls or whatever they call them, like cat balls, the motion sensing light up balls.
Yes.
We put one of those on a cast iron bench that was in this basement of this abandoned house. That thing went off like 5 or 6 times by itself. And then the last time it went off, right to the right on the backrest of that bench, it's like it was in the air, but it was like a glitch. And I use my phone to film everything, like all my videos and stuff like that. I use my phone. That's why I bought it. And I've never gotten a glitch like that ever in any of my videos. It's like a distortion in the air, kind of like how they say about like the Glimmer Man, if you know what I mean. Like the predator looking thing people see in the woods. It's like kind of invisible. It's like a distortion in the air or something. That's what it looks like.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It only pops up for like 2 seconds or so, maybe
so
3
it's like
or 4.
You can see it move. I know what you're talking, and it distorts everything, and it's almost like a magnifying glass going across something.
Yeah, basically,
Okay.
and you can see it like move across the bench. It seems like it just forms out of nowhere too. It just pops up out of nowhere and just goes right off to the right. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy when that happens. It's not even a shadow. It's like
shadow at all.
Like it reminds me of like heat rays in the summer, kind of like that in a way, how it distorts it.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. It was pretty crazy. I need to post that on my YouTube channel actually, and I think I just posted it on Facebook 2 days ago because he wanted to put it in the episode he was making, so I was waiting for a while. But I finally posted it to Facebook. I think I should put it on my YouTube channel too. I keep forgetting because I work 40 hours a week. I'm doing this stuff and I don't have time to do anything.
I know. Well, I appreciate you being here because I know it does it definitely does get busy. And then being out, boots on the ground and doing all that, I was like, man, it's a lot.
I'm a lot too. I used to go out almost every day. I still kind of do. I was out yesterday collecting game cameras.
I used to have a certain time that I would go out and I had like a whole thing every single night. It didn't matter if it were, and I'm in Iowa, so it's like we get below 0 here. I had a little space heater. I couldn't for like, I would say like 5-6 years. I was out there every night, like waiting, like, and I thought, my gosh. And there's always this worry, like, what if I like never saw them again? Or what if that's how, much of an attachment. I said, then you kind of, when you see them, there's a lock in, like, it's like where I feel like they anticipate you, just like, paranormal. They know you're coming before you know you're coming. They anticipate, but this is a little bit different. I feel like the paranormal, they're kind of ahead, where ET's like right in that moment, like you're anticipating it just like it's anticipating you. And it's just like, but the craft and the abduction experiences, totally, for me, they were. I didn't see a craft and then, it was nothing like that. Nothing. I didn't experience it that way whatsoever. But yeah, so but the excitement that it brings, it's like that experience alone. I remember, oh my gosh, it was just like the best feeling in the world. I was like, oh, this is so exciting, to see something like that.
It is, it is. It's really exciting because when we saw the thing that was out here, like I said, it would dim down and go out, and then it would light up like super bright. But then it changed colors too. It went from white, it went to green, to blue, to like an orangish color, and then to red. Then it would go out and it would light back up white. And then it would do it again. It would go from green to blue to orange to red. It did that a few times. and then it did just go out, light back up white again a few times, but then it slowly started to drift off, and it didn't go fast or anything. It just real
I call it
slow.
creeping. They slowly creep
Exactly.
on over.
And that's what it did too, and it just kept going. We tried to follow it in the car, but on the back roads, we lost it somewhere and couldn't find it again.
Did you look above? Would I the the one when I the first experience I had, it was almost the most torturous. It didn't like zoom right over it. It was like slowly creeping like over, and I was like, I think this thing is coming. And I don't even think at this point, it came from 1 mile, and I'm like, oh my god, it felt like eternity. It felt like eternity. I'm like, well, why is it creeping over? Just let's
I
get it
caught
over
one
with,
at work one morning like that. It was just, I don't even know how I saw this thing because I'm standing in between two big buildings and there's not much sky to see, but it just comes creeping in nice and slow, just moving along real slow, goes over the top of the other building. So I ran around the building. I got out on the other side and there it comes, nice and slow.
I know.
Kept going. And you can tell that it's not a plane or a helicopter. It's, you know what I mean?
I think it's by design though, because if you try and get video of it and it's moving that slow and it's low, and when I said they're low and slow is the worst because you can't gauge, like especially if there's stars out there. So sometimes they're not as big. Sometimes they look at like I call them electrical balls, but everybody's like they're spheres. I was like, well, call them what you will, but they look like something I can't get on. Okay, like when they came, I call him. I had names for them all. Like I had the night creeper, the night dangler. Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah.
Well,
like,
that one I got at work, it was like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, and that thing in the video, it's bright. It is really bright. And
was it like a ball of electricity? Did you feel like
I mean, it was more like oblong, like a tic tac looking.
Sure.
Kind of, you know what I mean?
So was it like the barbell ones? I've seen the electricity like shoot through them. Sometimes they look like or Tic Tac too. That I've gotten close, but sometimes it's so hard to tell, and they morph really quickly. I've had ones that look like it's like they go from, and then all of a sudden they it's almost like they blossom out into. I've got a lot of UFO pictures. I should pull up. But they do morph into things like where I'm like, this is the same one. It's just. And they all seem to have their different personalities, if that even makes sense.
They do. Yeah, you're right there. They definitely do.
I know. I'm telling people so now you're telling me that the UFOs you're out here nightly watching, wasting your time with, now have personalities. I said, yeah, they sure do.
I mean, it seems like they do. Seems like it to me.
I know. And it's like, and then you get the other weird stuff that comes with it, like the black helicopters
Oh, yeah. I see plenty of those around here.
Oh, they go hand in hand. But I do really think it's a protective mechanism for them, because they can't obviously, and then when you see that, but I said, I don't know, on what planet, if you look at any of the stuff that's going on with this whole quote unquote disclosure, we have something that holds global air dominance, air superiority over us. And the military's reaction is what? We don't know. I bet not. I bet that's true.
Look how the reaction's been for decades is, there's nothing there. It doesn't exist. Then all of a sudden, well, there's something there, but we don't know what it is.
Yeah, we're not that concerned about it. We're not shooting anything off at it. No need. Yeah, it only outmaneuvers us. It only goes, directions our plane. Yeah, I'm like, sell that crap to somebody else because that's exactly what's not going on here. And it's it is happening, and I don't think that we need to even wait on it. I think what's holding this whole thing up are the experiencers, because like yourself, you're able to communicate. And I think whatever disruption it is, it's not going to be the government. It doesn't matter because they don't have people. And I think that's kind of a part of this. They need people who are able to communicate with them.
Exactly.
Or none of this will work. They can't force They know that is not their playing field. And, I guess in the grand scheme of things, we don't even know if whose playing field we're on, but I just know there are rules to this game. As crazy as it is, there are rules to this game.
There definitely are. Oh, yeah.
So so then you do the paranormal too. Is that do you find they kind of mesh one-on-one together, or do you bring the cryptids in?
Yeah, honestly, I think all this stuff, UFOs, ghosts, Bigfoot, cryptids, everything, I think all this stuff is related somehow. I think, I don't know how to explain it, but I think it's all meshed together. See, that's the problem. I think it's all related, but I don't know how to explain it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. No, that seems to be the $1,000,000 question. If we,
I think it all
right?
goes hand in hand with each other somehow, but I just don't know how. Yeah. Because
you're right. I think I 1000% believe you.
Like when I'm out ghost hunting, like Friday coming up, for example, I have a gig where I got to go and do an investigation in this big old school building in the next town over. The owners are paying me to come in and investigate and then take a group of like 10 people in on a tour, But when I'm doing stuff like that, I kind of get some of the same feelings that I get when I'm out watching UFOs.
Right.
Or same feelings I get when I'm out in the forest looking for cryptids or Bigfoot, I think this stuff all goes hand in hand somehow. I just don't know how.
I think you're right. And a lot of the same feelings, like you said, I wonder, because I started off as spirits, right? But then ET, and then it kind of and I can still go into haunted, I can still sense it just feels a little bit different than as I grew up as a child.
Yep.
It's not exactly the same, but I feel like whatever it is, whatever energy field, that unified field theory, that at some point all of these cross. I don't know as if it's just how we see it, if it's how, I think maybe we put I mean, you can go into so many different speculations because people all kind of go across the board, with it in the same. But in saying that, I feel like the paranormal is in the here and the now. Like in craft, there's no denying.
Right.
Do I see how there could be a 1,000, I don't know, ETs on board? Absolutely not. I think the craft that I have encountered, and I've encountered hundreds, they are what they are. I don't know as if anybody's on. They are what they are. That's all I can tell you. That's how I feel. But I have had the ET side of it. That part of it is where things really get weird. You experience different really strange, I guess I have and other people that I've talked to, voids, transit. So it must be something that's more interdimensional. You do have to ask for ET. I was so excited when I saw those crafts. I was like, I want the nickel tour. I had some medical stuff going on. I have to tell you that right there, people can say what they want about it. But for me, even if it's the point of least resistance and these are negative, I would not be doing what I'm doing here. I lost my whole right side with a neck surgery that I had to have disc replaced. So it wasn't until I was so the curvature of me even recovering or getting any better is not supposed to happen. But when I came in contact, it was almost like I was zapped or jolted with electricity. If you had been hit by lightning, but it was enough to get me over. And now I'm so much stronger, probably 10 times stronger than I ever was before. So for me, I hold that as, I'm people can say what they want. I'm not going to take away from their experience because who knows how much of this is our government playing around.
Yeah, it could be. It definitely could be. I mean, I've even heard stories of people talking about government staging abductions, taking people,
Yeah, and I was a gate kid, so I've had a weird upbringing as it was with getting my blood monitored and being on these weird frequency machines and the whole 9 yards. So it's for me, I'm and some of it's as crazy as this is, it's so normal, right? That I didn't even see, I was people going back and telling them, they're like, whoa. And I'm like, well, you don't understand. That was part of normal child. I didn't think it was that weird. I mean, I guess it does sound crazy, but for some of us, like when you've
Yeah,
experienced
but when you're growing up that way, it like you said, it's normal. It's normal to you. It's come on, just like
well,
the way I was brought up's normal to me. You know what I mean? It's all goes how you come up. I guess. I mean, I don't know.
but yeah, I guess I missed, some of those telltale signs. But too, you said like
Yeah.
once you've experienced so much of this, for you, it's like, man, I've seen, and I was thinking, can this get any better? Because you kind of get to a point, you've
Yeah.
seen so many, it's not so shocking or alarming or,
Right. I
it's
mean, it's
kind
still
of like,
exciting, but it's just
yeah,
not doesn't have the same kick it used to.
right. What do you think it's all about?
Oh man. How much time you got?
How did it change you? Oh, we got, don't even worry about time. How did it change you, do you think?
It opened my mind. Definitely opened my mind to the possibilities of anything being possible. And I mean anything. Like I don't doubt anything now, and rarely do I. Well, not even rare. I don't get surprised by anything anymore.
I
It's like
know.
I was talking to my friend on the phone the other day, and she said something like, didn't want to tell me something because it would be too shocking for me. I'm like, you're, you're not going to
Yeah, you
surprise
go
me with
right ahead.
anything you have. It's like some of the stuff I've seen and experienced, it just, wow. And it really opens your mind, to everything. At least
I
it does,
know.
does to me. Wow.
I always say to people too, they're like, "This is shot," and I was like, "I bet it won't be. I bet it won't be. If you can shock me, like,
Right.
I'll get
Yeah.
better
I don't really get shocked anymore at all.
I know. And then, like, when stuff goes down, I become like a ninja, and they're like, "How are you staying so calm?" I'm like, "I don't
Yep.
know. It's what I do. Just let me do it."
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, come on. Really?
Oh,
Really?
yeah. It's
I,
like you
did you
weird and
happen to
weird.
get a chance to look at those pictures of those tracks I sent you?
I did. Let's pull some of those up because that's where I had to ask you before. So I'll let you tell the story behind it. I'm gonna pull. Just let me know. This is the one. Do you want me to keep kind of?
Yeah, you could go through them if you want. Yeah,
Okay.
that was a crazy day because before I found these, the place where I found them, it's called Betty Knox Park. It's in the mountains back here, like maybe 20 minutes from my house. And this place, all it is like it's a forested area. It's part of the state game lands, and it's mainly known for like fly fishing. People go up and fly fish. All it is a long creek, and there's a long dirt road that goes back to a big gravel parking lot. On either side of the parking lot, there's a gas line pipeline that goes up both sides. Well, the day I found those tracks, I went back there. I got to the parking lot. I thought to myself, I was like, well, I think I might hike up that pipeline to see what's up at the top. Bad idea. It took me about 2 hours to get up to that thing. And it's so steep. I had to stop so many times to take a break, but I finally got to the top. When I got up there, I started looking around. I found these like little crevice caves in the ground. So I walked over to the one and jumped down in it and started looking around, started walking down through it. Didn't really find anything out of the ordinary. I was like, well, I'm going to get out of here. So I climbed back up out of it. And when I got to the top, I started hearing a whistle. And it's weird. It's hard to kind of explain, but it kind of sounded like it had a buzz of electricity in with it.
Oh
It was
wow.
like, I can kind of do it. Like that. Kind of like,
Like a hummingbird almost.
kind of, yeah, but it's sort of like what sounded like to me was like how a C3PO does his like high pitched sound, how it has like the vibration in it.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah, and it was
Yes.
weird because I was like, where's that coming from? I tried to like find it. So I'd get close and it would just stop. and pop up like 20 yards away from me somewhere else, like behind me 20 yards. Start all over again. So I'd turn around, go get close to it. It would stop, pop up 30 yards to the right. It was strange. It was so bizarre. So I ran around looking for it for maybe almost an hour till I got tired of running back and forth. I was like, well, that's enough of this. I went back down over the pipeline. I got in my truck and started driving down out of there because, like I said, it's a long dirt road to get to the main road. I'm just driving along, and just by chance, I just happened to look over to my left and saw that sandbank over there, and I was like, that'd probably be a good place to look for tracks. Not expecting to actually find anything. I pulled in, walked over, and oh man, I wish I had a picture of the look on my face when I saw that, because the first thing I saw were these two trackways that looked like they come up out of the water and up the bank, and then there were just tracks everywhere. They just completely covered that sandbank.
This is in Pennsylvania, isn't it? We have somebody in chat. Kurt, this is in your area.
Yeah, in Fayette County, Pennsylvania, out in the middle of the woods.
Wow.
Like middle of the woods, It's like, what is going on here?
What size you get out, you see, I'm going to pull up the one where, there's like, looks like a family. Of whatever. What do you think it was? Let's see here.
I don't know. What is that? That was in 2021, and I'm still trying to figure it out. It's like the first thing that went through my head is, this is a hoax. Somebody did this. Someone had their kid over here with dinosaur slippers on,
Oh my God. Yeah.
And I'm looking around. I'm like, wait a minute, though. That doesn't make any sense, because I'm a pretty decent tracker and stuff, and I'm pretty good and handy out in the woods. And I was looking around, and I was like, well, wait a minute, because okay, this track is in the sand about 2 inches. Now, at the time, I weighed about 220. My tracks were only going in about 1/8 of an inch. So whatever these things were, they had to be super heavy. I'd estimate 700 to 800 pounds at least.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah,
if I was over 200 pounds and my feet were only going in the sand 1/8 of an inch, and these things were in like 2.5 inches, 2 inches, they had to be massively heavy. That's like one of the main things right there that got me like, this can't be a hoax. There's no way this is a hoax.
Oh, somebody's saying, yeah. So do you think this is like a cryptid that's out there?
They kind of look reptilian to me. I don't know. I've had so many different thoughts go through my head, like dinosaur, skateboard swamp lizard man, a werewolf. Because here's an odd thing. About 2 miles from where I found those tracks through the woods, these people live. They have property on top of the mountain. They're out there by themselves. They contacted me and said they keep seeing this thing on their property that looks like a werewolf you'd see in a movie.
Oh, no.
So that's where I actually took Daniel when he came up, and we went up there and camped out for 4 days trying to find this thing, but we didn't find it. I bet
not. They're not going to get found unless they want to get found. So they think that they have like well, who's to say though? Maybe this is like comes out at a certain time. Maybe it's not always like a werewolf.
Because the property owners, they said it like, for all intents and purposes, this thing looks like a werewolf you'd see in a werewolf movie. It's about 7 to 7.5 foot tall, long, shaggy black hair with like silvery gray mixed in it. They said the legs are like bent backwards like you'd see on a movie. It's like, what are they seeing up there, Yeah. I spent the last 2 years of my life trying to find this thing, and I'm not getting any closer than the first day I went up there. It's crazy. I'm still trying, but.
So what area? We got some people in your area. Kurt, how close are you to the area? I'm just trying to think, maybe you could get like a team up there and just go hunting it out. But what if this is a reacting, like, okay, so you watch like the old werewolf movies, maybe they like, was it a full moon? Like, do you remember the day that you saw it, or do they see it all the time as they know it's like during different
No, they've only
cycles,
seen it
or
maybe 2 times a piece. You know, the man and the woman, they each saw it maybe twice.
do you have like the dates written down? Like,
No,
saw
I
it?
need
No.
I need to ask them about that. I don't even think they remembered the dates, but I can try to find out. But last year, I did a solo camp out up there by myself during a full moon, you know, just to see if I could get something to happen. But nothing happened. I
It's
did
probably not
see,
going to be as easy as like the full moon, but there might
right,
be, you know what
right.
I mean? That's
Yeah,
what they tell us. But I agree. There's got to be. You almost wonder, and then
I
hearing that
did get a
noise.
UFO on video that night though, and I posted it on my YouTube channel, so it's on there. It was pretty
Awesome.
cool. Yeah, it was
Well,
just, you know, it was a decent sized orb shooting across the sky, and then it like slowed down and almost stopped, and it was going real slow, creeping along,
do you
and
oh,
then
hi,
it
Wendell,
disappeared.
he's from there. Do you use any tactical lights or anything when you communicate with them or try and signal?
No, well, yeah, I use a laser pointer. I got a pretty powerful laser pointer. I try to use.
Yeah, I used to always like try and like get them to. It's crazy. It's almost like you form your own language with them. That's awesome.
Yeah, and
But
communicate. Yeah,
yeah, I guess the weird thing about this is the noise that it makes. Like, and then Pennsylvania, I mean, you guys have been on the map for some high strangeness. That's no doubt. Is there anything like
yeah.
that you can tell us about in the area? I'm going like, is there like a government lab? Like, after you talking before, I'm like, now I'm more sold on the government lab. It's like we got the frogman that met, I don't know, Birdman and the werewolf. We're running around now. What do you like? So what are some specifics like to this? Like maybe somebody from the chat or the because we got some pretty strong cryptid people in here too, and high strangeness, I guess, of every kind. What do you think like sets it apart from everything else? Like the sound, definitely.
Yeah.
The way that it obviously moves very quick. And did you feel like it was luring you somewhere?
What, the UFO?
No, this thing that was making the
Oh, the
high pitch.
whistle?
Yeah,
It
with the
kind of seemed like it, yeah. And I started getting like a feeling of uh how do I explain this? I don't know. I started feeling like a real strong feeling of dread. So that's pretty much why I got out of there and left, you know? Like this isn't going to end well. I got to get out of here.
That's what yeah, do you think that they were trying to, like, get you some, lure,
Right.
like, when something's moving and they're like, "No, over here. No, I'm over
Yeah,
here."
that's what it was like. It was weird, man. It was just that whole day was bizarre. It's like when I found those tracks, I was looking around. I was like, man, I need to cast these. I don't have anything to cast these, so I had to hurry up and run to the store and fly back up there, hoping no one went over there and messed them up. No one did. I got back and started mixing up plaster and started pouring cast. I'm pouring a cast. I hear a car door slam. I'm like, oh, here we go. I look up. Here comes a game warden. This guy, he comes walking over, just eyeballing me. He would not take his eyes off of me. I'm like, hey, how you doing, man? Wouldn't say a word. Just kept staring at me. He's standing there looking around, stares back at me, and then he walks over and just starts rubbing out the tracks with his foot. I couldn't believe that. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
jump up, start screaming at him, like, what are you doing? I'm over here casting these. You can't destroy these. What do you think you're doing?
Ah.
He wouldn't say a word, just kept staring at me. And it was kind of freaking me out a little bit, the way he was looking at me. It wasn't good, you know? And my wife was there. My wife at the time, she was there with me because that day I took a day off work just to go out and look around because I heard about, people having encounters back there, like Bigfoot encounters. So I went back to check it out, see if I could find anything, and lo and behold, I found something. But she was at work, and she worked at Morgantown, West Virginia at the time, And I was blowing her phone up while she was at work. I was like, you're not going to believe what I found. Look at this. I'm sending her pictures and videos, and she was like, well, I'll meet you up there when I get off work. So she did. She came up, and that's when I was mixing up the plaster, and we started pouring cast, and he showed up. She was scared to death that he was going to like arrest me for wigging out on him, because he come over and he started destroying evidence, and I'm spazzing out on the guy, and he he would not say anything the whole time. I'm trying to get it out of him, like, hey, you ever seen anything like this? I mean, what is this? Do you know what this is? And and he wouldn't say a word. And finally I'm like, dude, come on, man, just level with me here. Have you ever seen anything like this before? He looked around, looked back at me and said, yeah, you'll have that. Turned around, got in his truck, and left.
Do you feel like he was maybe one of them? Did he seem very abnormal? I mean, I'm envisioning him catching a fly in his mouth before he left. Like, that's the vibe I'm getting off of it.
Now that you mentioned that, I never really thought about that before, but as much as I'm back there, I don't think I've ever seen him again.
I would check in to see if he exists, so that would be the first thing.
Maybe every 2 or 3 times I go back, I'll see a game warden back there, and usually they're the same ones that patrol the same areas, and I don't think I've ever seen him again.
You should go out of your way to check that route out and see. They're great at their frequency on how they project it, but there's always something just a little bit off. A lot of times it's the reaction, it's what how they're behaving.
I know. I wish I would have been recording at the time he showed up. I wasn't recording because I was mixing up plaster and stuff. I wish I would have
known it. He would have known it.
Yeah, that's true. But I wish I would have had a camera set up on a tripod while I was doing that. I should have, but I didn't. But
well, you can think, but who's going to really think? I mean, is not the last. And like I said, if I hadn't gone down this road so many different times with people, I probably would have thought that was the craziest question anybody had ever asked me. But the further you get down, it's like, who are these people? Either exist, but or they're teleporting here because they're conveniently at these locations at just the right time, and then never really to be seen again.
I like to call them unpeople.
Right? It's like that ghost, that shows up, or that person that shows up, and but you just kind of have that's kind of what it reminds me of.
Yeah, you have a good point there.
And there's always something very empty. It's like you met somebody, or did you really is that a real person? Do they, they're always
And I was looking for a name tag too, because I wanted his name. I even asked him for his name a couple times. He wouldn't give it to me. And I don't think he didn't have a name tag or anything on his shirt. Yeah.
I bet not. And those are the types of things that you have to look for, because you got to think they can morph. They can project that on the outer, that frequency. Yeah. But it's when you start to look a little closer, think about it a little closer, because you too, I suspect, are able to communicate with them in ways other people, and just to see, did you guys kind of compare notes then on what you saw or heard, or was it just more alarming? Because I would suspect hey, kind of alarmed by it, but yet I bet you that I don't know how to explain it.
I was asking her specific questions, but she couldn't really remember. You know what I mean? It's she had a mind fog going on. Yeah,
that's normal. Yeah, they kind of bring a presence, a fog with them.
Right.
Wow.
That's strange.
That is strange.
Yeah.
It's probably he's probably covering his own tracks when you think about it.
And that's another weird thing about it too, is I consider myself a pretty decent tracker, and I could not find where those trackways left out of there. It's like they were just zapped up, gone,
Sounds like it could fly.
Maybe.
Isn't that unless I'm just, or maybe it's the way it moves around that it,
unless it went back into, because there were trackways leading back into the water, but It might have went back into the water and like up or down the creek or something. I don't know.
What if it was a swamp? What's a swamp creature? Like there's water nearby, right?
Yeah, it was right beside the creek. Yeah,
Ooh.
pretty decent sized creek. Yeah, that's why I always kind of compared them to like the skateboard swamp lizard man. What they kind of look like. I don't know. I mean, I got it. Here's a half a cast I made with like leftover plaster.
Oh, so how big can you tell us, like, I mean, how big is this? Like inch wise?
This one, this isn't a full one because it's missing
God,
most of
huge.
the heel because the full ones were 14 inches. This is probably about 8 inches, I'd say. And it's like I said, it's missing most of the heel. This is just like a little bit of leftover plaster I had. I wanted to get the toes with it, you know. But
Whoa.
give me a second.
Are they webbed? Do you think they were webbed, kind of, when you look at them? Because it's probably hard to tell, like, at a certain level, but I'm sure the webbing's not.
Right. I mean, in most of the pictures, it didn't look like they were web toes, but I can't say for sure. Give me 1 second. Let me go get my other case that have the full size ones in it.
Sure. No, that's all right. Wow. I knew it was going to be big. This is crazy. Hey, Kurt, do you guys have anything in your area that comes from the water like that? I mean, does Pennsylvania have swamps? I don't even know. I haven't been to that area, but wow. There's I'm hearing more and more in Pennsylvania. There's a lot of high strangeness in your area. You guys should all get together and, I don't know. Is there seaweed around this? I mean, like, oh, wow.
Yeah, I had to put them in these cases because this was the first time I ever casted anything, and I made them way too thin, and they are very fragile.
I'm gonna pull it bigger so everybody can see. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
The one in the middle is missing a toe. When I went and did that TV show, I sent one to them, and when I got it back, the toe was gone and it was broken in half. And like
they broke it?
Oh yeah, they broke it into pieces, and I never got the toe back.
Oh my god!
Oh, that was something. It was something else.
I would say I'm surprised, but I'm not.
Right?
That's amazing! Wow! Oh my god!
Yeah, they were.
When I saw you put it next to yourself, I was like, those things are huge. That's huge. Wow.
They are. They're big. I could not believe that when I walked over, and there were tracks everywhere. They were all over that sandbank, and the sandbank was pretty big.
Do you think there's more than one, or do you think it was the same one?
No, I think there were two of them.
Oh. Because
like I said, when I walked over the initial time, there were two trackways coming up out of the water right beside each other. Like, I mean, there was maybe 3 foot in between the trackways. It looked like two creatures walked up out of the water and up the bank side by side, and then just started walking around all over the place, like kind of like they were looking for something. I don't know.
That's great. Kirk W75, he's excellent. He's one of ours. He said Chestnut Ridge area is about a half hour away from him.
Okay.
Yeah, if you ever want anybody to go up there and look around, I bet Kurt would jump on the art. He's really good with that stuff. But he's saying it's more like, man, is there like some depth that goes in there in these waters? Like, did you see any, like, I don't know. I mean,
the creek isn't really
in there. Is there? I don't know.
I mean, that creek, it's not really that deep, but maybe 4 miles away is the river.
Okay. Yeah.
The river's pretty deep and pretty big.
Oh yes. What river runs through there?
Youghiogheny.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Huh. That is fascinating. Like I feel like that's probably I don't know, I could be wrong, but I feel like that's the first sea creature that I've come across.
You see what I mean? How I said this is only like a half cast?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's missing like the whole heel. That's because I only had like a little bit of plaster left, and I wanted to get the toes really good, but This one didn't turn
Ooh.
out that great.
Do you think it was on? Do you think it was like bipedal, or do you think it was on all four?
They
Or
were
do you,
definitely bipedal. Yeah, I could tell just by how the trackways were that they were bipedal.
wow. I'm gonna look.
Bipedal. They were super heavy, and well, you can tell by the size of their feet, they had to be big, tall. You know, that's a big foot.
Oh yeah, that is a Bigfoot. But I'm thinking too, the people that have seen this werewolf looking creature, like usually, I mean, did it have wet hair? It sounds crazy, but
Right.
isn't it things that usually with hair you don't see come out of the water?
Out of the
But
water, right? But around here, like I said, nothing really surprises me anymore, and it wouldn't surprise me. But I even when I started walking around looking at these things before I started casting them and stuff, before my ex came, I was taking videos that were on my YouTube channel, and I even said in one of the videos, like, what is this? The werewolf of what did I say? The beast of Betty Knox. Is it a werewolf or a dog man or something? I don't know. I mean, I just
if you could get like, and so did they say? I guess when how close were the people, like proximity wise, to the casting that you did, or where you had the sighting?
if you
Was it a
go
couple miles, or
straight through the woods, I'd say about 2 miles, maybe 2.5 miles through
that's
the
pretty.
woods.
That's
They're
pretty
pretty close. They're real close, actually. Yeah.
And so did they give you like kind of an account of, did it do anything? Did it disrupt
Well,
anything?
the guy saw it through the brush, so he didn't get a real good look at it. But the woman, she saw it walk out in the middle of the road, said it turned and looked at her and snarled, and then spun around and took off up into the woods.
On foot?
Yeah.
I'm just envisioning that thing had wings. Just by the foot, but you can't automatically. How fast did they say it moved? Pretty quick, just.
Yeah, she said it in the blink of an eye, it was gone.
Wow.
Because where she saw it is in the middle of the woods too. She was on a dirt road. It's not like she was, on the main road anywhere. She was going back to their place, and where she was driving, the road splits, and if you go to the right, it goes out to a to that same pipeline I was talking about. And there's like quad trails and stuff out there. There's like these big rock formations and stuff. There's a lot of places in these mountains for things to hide. But if you go to the left, then it goes to their driveway and out back around to their place, And she said she saw it where the road splits. It come up out of the woods, walked out in the middle of the road, and looked over at her and like snarled, and then just spun around and took off.
I think it was looking for like a food source or a water source, or
maybe. I mean, if anything, it might have been chasing a deer,
Say that again. I apologize.
If anything, it might have been chasing a deer.
Oh yeah, no.
And it just
stumbled
ran
upon something.
Yeah. I wish I would have seen that thing. I want to see it so bad, but then I know if I do see it, I'm probably going to wish I never saw it. But
I know, but does see, I wonder why I get myself into trouble, Chadwick. It's situations like this. I have to see, but I thought I did up until the point I had something clicking outside. I moved the edge of like corn, and you can't even tell me that there's not something, and it clicks like, and I don't know what the hell it is. I have no desire to look. I don't even have a desire to see it.
I'll sit here till like midnight on the weekends, and then I get in my truck and I head up in the mountains.
So it's calling for you.
I want to see this thing so bad. I want to get photos or video of it. I want to see it. I mean, I don't even care if I get photos or video. I just want to see it. I want to see what they're seeing. What they're
How long has
talking
it
about.
been? How long has it been?
2 years.
2 years? Do you know? Okay, so I mean, I think if you gather a little more information, I think we could possibly maybe figure this out. But it sounds like it's calling for you a little bit.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's been 5 years since I found these tracks, but it's been 2 years since they contacted me and told me their stories and had me coming up there. And,
Are there others out there that have seen anything like this, like in that area? Have you scouted the area?
There's a few people that said they've seen it, but I don't know how reliable they are.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But kind of person I am, I want to believe everyone, but it's like you do this for so long, you can usually tell when someone's feeding you a line, you know?
Yes. I wonder what the lure is like of the land, even if you got like a map. Is there like Native American burial grounds? Is there something maybe? And I know you said there's a lot of stuff going underneath. I would look for.
Well, on that property up there, I would not be surprised if there weren't battles from the French and Indian War on their property.
Mm.
So there could be soldiers, Native Americans buried up there. You know what I mean? It's like back then, if you died in battle, they usually buried you where you died.
Yeah. Oh, you just got me thinking. I know. Do you know who Jessica Jones is, the cryptid huntress?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Has she taken a look at this yet?
No.
Because I would bet, because remote viewing. Have you had anybody remote view it at all?
No. I wouldn't. I'd like to get into that.
That's where I think you're going to find some answers. And I can put you in touch. I think she would very much be interested in this. This would be right up her alley. Because it sounds like it's not, especially, I mean.
No, I'm into it.
Yeah. No, I'll definitely, after the show, I'll put you in contact. Because I think this will be right up. And she does a lot of the remote viewing. She's very good at it. She's very, very good at it. And a lot of times, if you can't get near it, you can't get near that, but that area. To like how I was trying to think of anybody else that we have. Kurt, is there anybody else up in that area you can think of? Because I'm trying to think of like some of the, because you do come in. What did Daniel think of all of that when he go up to this on-site location? Was he able? I'm sure he saw the cast.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I took him to the place where I found him, and he was into it, man. We were up there for hours just wandering around through the woods looking for stuff,
It's always, you're not going to find it when you go seeking it.
Right.
It's going to I know. That's the part of it, like the sit and wait. But if you knew maybe what was
when you're not expecting is when it comes.
Yeah.
Every time. Seems like every time.
I just wonder.
You're not expecting it.
Yeah.
It is.
And then just that I think it's obviously intelligent enough to know, especially if when that ranger came and he pulls up, is there something like, is there any of your senses that are going off? Are you like, this guy, or were you just like, oh my God, we're in big trouble? Or maybe was it just like that odd?
No, it was just weird. Because like I said, when he come over and he started messing up the tracks, I just jumped up and started screaming at him, Like,
did he seem alarmed by that?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
How did he respond?
He just kept staring at me.
Did he like visually? Probably the noise was probably more disruptive, I would imagine.
Yeah. He didn't his face expressions didn't change. He just stood there staring at me. It was so bizarre. It was so weird.
If he's reptilian, he's going to be very sensory, like to the sound. That's going to bother him more than anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now that you mention that, it kind of when I was screaming, he started squinting his eyes a little bit more and
oh yes, that's what I would that's where I would I look for and I'm only saying this because I was not right there in the moment, but I have I look for things like this, and every time I interview somebody, I'm trying to find more and put some of these pieces together. And that right there is definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to my ex again. I mean, I really don't want to, but I'm very, very curious on her take of that day again. I need to talk to her about it. Yeah.
Well, if you look back and then, it's now, and I'm not trying to set you up for any questions because I'm trying to keep it, your own story. But sometimes, you miss some things, especially if you can tell something's bothered by it, and squinting your eyes tells me he's bothered by that noise.
Right.
More than anything. More than what you're saying, what you're doing, he's obviously very much in control. Otherwise, law enforcement would be like, if you're getting out of hand, he doesn't think he can, you're going to be sitting in the back of the car.
Exactly. Yeah. And he didn't no aggressive moves at all out of him. It's like he just stood there, just staring at me. It was so bizarre. I can't get over it.
That's how he's reading you.
Right. Yeah, it was weird, man. No aggressive movements at all, and I'm standing there just screaming away, and it's like, I'm highly surprised he didn't come over and try to cuff me or something to calm me down.
Did you feel like he was scanning like everything? He's probably wanting to know what you know. How much you know, yeah.
It seemed like it, yeah. Because he'd look around a little bit and then he'd just right back on me. And my wife, she was talking to him and he wouldn't even look at her,
No, he knew you had found them, yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, that was strange, man.
When you encounter something like that, isn't it strange? Like I said, like every once in a while, and when you do, and it's like something's way off here. It's just
right.
Like,
yeah, that whole day was just strange. Like the stuff that happened before that, and then here's another thing. We started pulling the rest of the cast after he left, and it started pouring down rain, and it rained for like 2 days straight.
You and it washed anything.
All those crap washed them all away.
Because and they're great at that.
We went back up 2 days later after it stopped raining, and it was just wiped completely clean, It's like, great.
Job well done.
So I went back up a week later to check, and there was nothing there. It was all wiped clean still. Well, her and I both went back up another week later, so it had been 2 weeks after they got washed away, and there was a single trackway going down around the side of the sandbank down over into the water. Yeah, and that video is
the first thing that led you to the water. Did they disappear at the water? Because that could be a setup too. You think?
Yeah, they stopped at the water. Like, looked to me like it walked down around the side of the sandbank and into the creek.
Could you tell from the tracks, like if it came from something that maybe was damp? Like, could you tell by like the imprint, like in the mud, or was it? Do you think that there was water? Do you know what I'm saying? Compared to dry foot.
It didn't really look like it. No.
So but it did look like mud. So there must have been lots of probably rain in that area. Maybe you could.
Oh yeah. But like none of the tracks like that were up on the sandbank were like wet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to tell from like the picture that you have if it's in fact like, it had been raining, if it had like, if they were, kind of like muddy tires going through, or if it was just normal, trekking. Because it does get damp when you go out into the woods or into those areas.
Yeah. See, that's what made some of them like hard to cast. There were tracks everywhere, but I could only cast a handful of them because they were down in so far that like the sand fell back down in most of them. You know what I mean? These things were so heavy that it pushed that far down in the sand that more sand fell down into the tracks.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I said, our tracks weren't going in nowhere near as deep as those things were. So whatever those things were, they had to be super, super heavy. I can't get over that. And then there was like a spot on this little bank side where it looked like one step and it slid down like 6 inches. And I got behind it with my foot and was like on one leg, like hopping down, trying to push my foot down. And my foot only went down maybe a half an inch. So these things, man, I'm telling you, they had to be at least 700-800 pounds, at least. Whatever they were, they had to be super heavy.
Man, and
they have to be super tall too. So I don't know. It's so mind-boggling. I sit and think about this a lot, and I'm just like, what could it be?
There's got to be somebody out there that knows. There's got to be somebody out there.
Has to be. And like everyone I talk to, it's like, what do you think this is? And they say either a giant bird, a dinosaur, or a pterodactyl.
You heard no noise other than the fluttering and the high pitched like vibration. But
Yeah,
that, that's
it.
good instinctively, like, if you want to survive, animals picked up, especially something like this. Yeah, I think they're the masters. They're the
Right,
masters
right.
of, making like I don't even know what you like the shift, just real quickly. Like, so I'm anticipating like, oh yeah, something's coming from the air. But
Yeah.
no, I don't think it's going to be that easily solved. Not that way.
Oh
The
no,
the people that
definitely not.
reported it to you, how did you feel about them?
What, the people that called me about the werewolf creature?
Yeah.
Well, I know both of them. I grew up with both of them.
Okay, so you think they are real, in fact,
Yeah.
occurring?
Oh yeah,
'Cause
they're not.
sometimes I would expect, especially if you put out for information, that it itself hadn't contacted you.
No, see how that all went down. The woman, she works at the dentist office I go to, and one day I was in there getting some work done on a tooth, and I just happened to show her some of the pictures of these tracks. I was like, "You want to see something crazy? Look what I found back in the mountains." And I showed her, and she said, "All right, well, I'm going to tell you something. But if you tell anyone and you bring up my name or say I told you this, I'm just going to flat out deny it and call you a liar because she doesn't want known. He doesn't either. Neither one of them want their names brought up in any of this. They don't want people to know that they're claiming to see this or that. You know what I mean? They don't want notoriety of any kind."
Sure.
And that's when she told me the story of seeing that thing come up out of the woods and walk out on the road and look at her and snarl and take off up into the woods. And then it was like maybe another year later is when they contacted me wanting me to go up to their property to investigate.
Huh. That's
Yeah,
interesting. Did you have anybody else that maybe gave you more of the vibe of like the ranger that reached out?
trying to think because I've been going in this area for quite a few years now. Not really.
You should go, because I always think like, especially if it's that intelligent and it's able to morph like that. I mean, I can't imagine what might be on the other end of it. Kurt
Right.
W75 wants to know if you talked to Lone Strickler about it, or do you know who that is?
Yeah, I tried to talk to Lon about it, but he never got back to me.
Oh, we'll have to ask him about that then.
Yeah.
Sometimes people, I hate to say this, like in this, they don't know who to maybe take serious and who not to,
Right.
who has the data. That I used to get it all the time in the beginning, and I'd be like, come on now,
That was
like,
back when I first started getting into this, like right around the time maybe 6 months after I found the tracks. I emailed him about it and stuff, and who knows, he might have never even have got my email, or he might have got it, glanced over it, and like, okay, next one, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know.
no, and that's just it too. You don't know, and a lot of times, like I said, but if anybody on here has I'll put him in contact with you. And then I was trying to think of anybody else because I'd love to see a team go up there and maybe like, but I cover, I'm the UFO kind of shadows over everything, but I do cover like the cryptids, and we have a
Yeah,
great cryptid panel with Gary Spikes and his crew, and they go up to like, they're in the LBL area, but there's a lot of
that's the
people that
place I
go
would
down
love to
through.
go to. I
Oh,
would
what's
love
that?
to go to the. I'd love to go to the LBL. I might take a trip down there this summer.
Oh, there's a great crew that goes down there. Pops and his crew, they come on. I'm fortunate enough. Absolutely love them. They're absolutely wonderful. But they're going. They make trips there all the time, so I can put you in contact with them on. Are you on Facebook? Yeah, you are, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's I don't know. I would kind of think that one, but yeah, no. There, if you're gonna go, I would. That would be the crew that I would definitely. And they know they've got a pretty good handle on stuff. But yeah, I would
Yeah.
love to solve this mystery. Like, I feel like this is definitely like, a
It's a
mystery.
good one. It
Yeah.
is a good one. I've been
Do you
trying for a while now, but I'm not getting anywhere.
I think you are. I think you are. I mean, this is like,
I'm
I think
trying.
the more like you put it out there and the more, because obviously whatever it is, it's pretty good at disguising itself. It's just
Yeah.
pretty good at what it does.
Oh
But
yeah.
getting up there, there's ways. Do you have like drones or anything that you use or any sort
Yeah,
of
I
like,
have drones, but I need to practice flying them more. I'm not very good at flying them. I need to get on it and start practicing a little bit more with them because I have like 3 or 4 decent drones. Afraid of crashing them and not getting them back.
yeah, it's and somebody said they sound like, oh, I know. I do you know how many? Oh my God. My son, I flew a few of them and then I watched them as they went off into the horizon. Like I was like,
Yeah,
there goes like $200, like not once. And I'm like, Brody, I promise you we'll find. And I'm looking at the trees. And I'm like, it's gone. It's just gone. But yeah, and but I do think that they can sense them. I do think whatever it is,
yeah, probably. I would imagine. I would think so. But most of the time, honestly, I forget about the drones. I'm just so gun ho about getting out there and looking for stuff. I leave the drones at home.
right? Yeah, and two, it's like you just want a meeting. Like, have you tried to
Yeah,
maybe like communicate with it? Like, do you think it
yeah.
can?
I go out when I'm out in the woods, like for a while. I'll start talking to the forest and stuff. You know what I mean? I've tried that. Well, actually, that did work one time. I was maybe a mile up the creek from where I found those tracks. If you keep going back further into the forest, you have to cross the creek and you go back a little bit further. And then, like up on the mountainside, there is a very, very old cemetery. It's just a small cemetery. I mean, there's maybe eight, 8 or 9 graves in it. Okay. I was back there one day making a video for my YouTube channel. And I started walking up the mountainside. I walked past the cemetery and I'm just talking, spitting out stuff, facts about this or that. And I heard it maybe 15 yards out to my right through the brush. It sounded like a heavyset person walking along with me down through the woods. So I start walking back down toward the cemetery and acted like I didn't hear it. And I started talking more and more. But the whole time I'm paying attention to this and I can hear it sounded like a big person walking down through the woods. Just the footfalls, you could feel it, almost feel the vibration through the ground every time it took a step. You know what I mean? It was weird. So I'm going and I'm talking and I'm talking and I'm listening the whole time. And I got back down by the cemetery. I just shut up and panned the camera over and I caught 2 branches breaking like it took 2 steps and broke 2 branches when it did it. Okay. And I'm like, what was that? And I ran across the cemetery. I half expected a person or a bear or something to jump out. Nothing.
Nothing.
There was nothing there. And I even went over around where it came from and walked up and down and all around. There was absolutely nothing there. And if it would have been an animal or something, I would have heard it take off down through the woods,
Do you think it's
Nothing.
a guardian? Do you think it's there as a guardian?
Maybe. That's very possible. That is very possible. Hmm.
Um, let me ask you. So, how close are you? Like, how like mile wise is this from like your dwelling or your normal place of?
6, 7 miles, maybe.
Do you have attachments to that land from a
Yeah,
child?
my grandparents' property is only about 100 yards up the road from that place.
Your
Yeah,
grandparents. Which
so
which lineage
most of
side?
my family grew up there. They had 16 kids. I have aunts and uncles, you know what I mean, and then I have cousins everywhere. Because you figure 16 kids, they each had at least 3, 4 kids apiece. I have cousins everywhere. So
So
yeah.
so you have okay, so that's your grandparents, right? Your mom's mom, dad's mom and dad.
My mother's mom and dad. Yep.
And that is the lineage of the Native
Those,
American.
yeah, those are the Native American Irish. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that's interesting. And so growing up there, did you have, you said that you've been in contact since the age of 5, correct?
At least, yeah.
But you saw the craft, you've just never met the being.
Right.
I think you have.
Maybe. Probably.
And a lot of times too, it's in their place and their time for them, I think, to come in. And what I was told is there's some risks involved, like contamination,
Okay. Yeah.
just different things to actually be, on the same ground or find maybe like I don't know, like a ground. Have you had any missing time up there?
No. No, not really. No.
That you know
Don't,
of? Like that.
but yeah,
So
that I know of, no, but it's possible. Anything's possible.
no, I'm just wondering that, around, because a lot of times,
Right.
like some of those things that you see, like the confirmation or too, if you're able to communicate, do you get like a lot of, I mean, do you know how they ring, like the ringing in your ears, like like do
Oh
you get
yeah. Oh yeah.
it starts to intensify when something's starting to communicate with you. So I guess the trick that I've learned is to interlock
Yeah.
your hands and to like hold them and to try and tune that down. And if you can get that noise and that to tune in, sometimes you can hear that voice or what is trying to communicate with you.
Okay. See, I never tried like any kind of tricks or any way to focus it or anything, you know?
You probably didn't know what you were dealing with, but
Right, right. I
my
really
guess is
did.
you might have a little bit of a guardian, or if like that's that type of ET. And people thinking I'm gonna pose the thing because I've like recently came on some documents. I don't think that all the I think you have a spectrum. There's good and there's bad on all sides. I don't think that we should just assume just because they're reptilian that they're going to eat us, because I don't think that's the case.
Right,
And I'm
right.
only saying that because of something very strange that happened to me, and the way that the communication. So I've learned a little bit about that. Like, um, but I would suspect that what you have is probably something trying to maybe get your attention. Now I don't know, but maybe get your attention if you try to communicate it with it like that. Maybe set
Yeah,
up somewhere to meditate in that area, because you have to remain calm.
yeah,
And
I'll
that's the
do
hardest
that.
for me too, because I get excited, and I'm like,
No, I
they
do
need to
too.
be
Yeah.
calm. They need that cool, like, in order
Hmm.
to, like, for whatever reason, that's, like,
Right,
a requirement. So I always, because 'cause I'm like, "Oh, I see one, yeah," like, I'm freaking out, but that is what
right.
will
Yeah, yeah. I
detach.
get there. Yeah, I got that. I'll definitely try that though,
Oh,
for sure.
yes, and then do the frequency, like, and then when
Yeah.
you start to hear that and then you feel that shift in that energy, like, where it's like things feel like it's heavy, like, you feel
Hmm.
that the, air is starting to change, and then all of a sudden, like, you get that, like, that's when I've learned to tune in and try and, like, and not force it, but if you feel like you wanna communicate, like, pull whatever it is you're trying to say and let it pop out through your crown. So as crazy as this
Yeah.
is,
No, no,
it's
I
a
got
technique
you
that works.
100% though. Yeah,
I know, it sounds so
so
crazy,
cool. That is
but
so
I
cool.
but I would imagine if you maybe just set it, but be safe, be careful. I would also
I
wonder what
am.
the connection is with those people that you said that you grew up with.
Yeah,
Um, Too, they might be on the outskirts of it, but whatever it is, I would suspect that they know just a little bit more, or may know how to communicate with it just a little bit more by how reluctant they are into even talking about. Because if they didn't have any sort of communication with it, I think they'd just be like, "Phew." But
yeah,
being that they know you, I bet you, I would start there, see if that's like
yeah. I'll do
just
that
a
definitely.
definite, like if a fresh perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like sometimes you like go down the same route over and over again,
Yeah,
but
exactly. Yeah.
the
Hey,
fact.
I'm open to any ideas. Honestly.
Well, what tells me though is you've been in like in all, I pulled 3 different polls out of experiencers. I pulled the Roper, I pulled the one that MUFON had, and I pulled the a third government. And in every single one of them that was there, one of the qualifying to get you on to the next level for whatever reason was, have you been in close proximity with a craft for a period of time? And just that you've been that close and you haven't met the ET counterparts, that is so suspicious because they are
Yeah.
there. And they cloak, and they'll come in ways like screened memory, which I think that's probably what you were seeing with the officer
Probably.
and seeing like some of that, but I would not
Right.
put that past any of it. But I think that it says a lot about that area, because usually you're pulled in their place at their time. Just the fact that and you have prints might be like altogether a game changer. I think that
Yeah.
that's amazing all on its own. And hopefully we can find like somewhere safe, because you just don't want, like you said, people are either going to break them. Like
Right.
I would put those in a safe, like, or I'd make cast out of cast, because I think that will definitely hold that. You got a piece right there of the puzzle.
Yeah, I got some people that want to get together and make copies of these. I do want to make copies of them, like
Make sure that
soon.
you trust them. Don't just pull anyone in.
No, it's people I know.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's people I've known for a very long time.
No, and I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm just saying,
No,
like, oh
yeah,
god,
no, I get it 100%. I get you right there. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm not going to let anyone I don't know come and handle these things. No way.
no
No
way. Yeah,
way.
but that's
That's what
pretty
I was going to
cool.
say too when you mentioned Lon Strickler, that his buddy Timothy Renner has a podcast. He's from out around York somewhere, and I was on his podcast a few times, and Tim and I become pretty decent friends. And I sent him 2 of the cast. He has 2 of them.
Oh,
That's why,
really?
yeah, that's why I only have 4. See, I had 6, but I sent 2 to him, all because he asked me. He asked if he could have 2 of them. And I said sure.
Is he sending him back? Tell him he might need those.
No, he's going to get copies made and he's going to send me copies back. Well, he said he'd give me the originals, but I just told him to give me copies because Tim's a pretty cool guy. He's into this stuff just as much as I am, if not more. He's probably been doing it a lot longer than I have, so I really trust
Oh,
him.
that's like so generous of you. Like, yeah, but you might need them. I'm like, maybe we get exact like. Do you think that I'm it probably even sounds crazier. Like, but have you taken a black light to them or
You know
seeing?
what? No, I haven't. I'm going to do
Like,
that.
you should take a black light to them. A lot of
I'm,
times, even with ET stuff, there's fluorescent. We were just talking about this. There's fluorescent markings. If you can get them even within a period, if you get out there within a period of 2 days, or even take a black light out there, if you ever come near tracks like that or in the area, definitely
yeah.
take a black light, because there's fluorescent markers that we have found in this too. So
Hang on a second.
oh yeah, black light. That's even better. Like, oh yeah. Oh wow, that's crazy. I don't know. Kurt, you should get up there and check this out. This seems like, oh, you got a black light?
Well, these are like UV lights, but I do actually have a black light right around the corner.
Can you shut a light off to see if it's like anything?
Yeah, give me a second.
Like this, I'm invested. I'm gonna blow your side up just so we can see it better. I would never have thought of the UV stuff until somebody, but it always stuck with me. But it definitely is something to check into.
Yeah, let me get this other
Oh,
light real quick.
This is awesome. We'll see.
Here.
See what we see. Doesn't it look like they're almost like there's symbols or something like isn't that? Or do you see that? Or is it just me like towards the That's interesting. That is very interesting.
It's like
Wow.
reflecting off the glass, but still.
That is interesting, especially if you go towards the bottom of it. Like, it's a very almost like yes, it's interesting. I almost see like I don't know. What is anybody in chat? Are you guys seeing this? Because this is like, are you able to see it or am I, like
Me? I can't.
yes?
I can't see it.
You should set it down and look at it now from your perspective and see if you see some of the stuff that like because it definitely there's definitely
Oh
some
wow, yeah, wow, that is crazy.
yeah there's some
You can see
that,
like the the muscles and stuff of the feet really popping
yeah
out.
yes
That
there's
is
some
cool.
distinctive markings, definitely some distinctive markings.
I can't believe I never thought of doing this. That's
I bet.
horrible.
No, it's not horrible. Sometimes, like I said, different. I always bring my stuff in front of people. I'm like, hey, I love new perspectives, new ideas, new
Right? I
thoughts.
love a
You
fresh
know?
perspective on something, man. And that, yeah, wow. Yeah, look at. Let me get the bigger case. Check this out.
Heck yeah. I feel like a mystery. Yes. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That is insane. Look at that.
really makes it jump out, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Like you can see
Wow.
all the muscles of the foot and everything.
Wow. And there's certain areas like that glow around the edge,
Oh
like
wow,
and then
yeah, look at
yeah.
that. Wow. You know,
Uh-huh.
another crazy thing about this too that I could like just really kick myself over. I took dirt samples out of some of these tracks and I had them in my fridge. And one day my ex cleaned out the fridge and threw them in the garbage.
Oh.
And she did it when I was at work and I didn't know she did because I wanted to get like eDNA done on it. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, it looks like
Yeah.
you still have some there. I mean, I
Oh,
would suspect like you have some there, definitely.
yeah.
And I see how
I
on both
actually still
sides,
have
like,
a good bit of sand on them.
you can
Yeah.
see a marker where it looks like almost like a right and a left, like those two are pair like or is together. Like you can see
Right.
like
Yeah,
wow.
these ones are pointing this way and these ones are pointing that way.
Mhm. And you can even match them up with some of those markings. That is
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, that's crazy how that's glowing in the huh.
Yeah.
I'm,
Oh,
I'm
wow,
glad
I
you
bet you're
thought of
gonna
this.
find I think you I'm gonna bet you find all sorts of clues in
Oh
there.
yeah.
Might be
I'll
a
be
little
back up
map.
there this weekend.
Oh, and you should, like, around the area too, take a black light or grab
Yeah, I
some of the
will.
samples because you don't know exactly what but I'm like, there's, like, definite distinctive markings that I'm seeing, like, in there. I wasn't sure, like, even before, like, almost look like I mean, that
So
is
crazy.
yeah. Wow. Wow. That is insane.
It is.
God, like a part, and then I see like even in like some of the cracks and crevices, how you see the lines of like, and I can see them all over too, where they really glow. I'm wondering if those are fragments of something.
Yeah. Wow. That's incredible.
Heck yeah, it is. Oh, wow. That is, you should now, whoever has those other ones, you should have them take a black light on and send it to you
Yeah,
and see what
yeah.
they're seeing. Maybe like you put them all together and who knows like what happens.
Right? That is so cool.
Yeah. I mean, you see like kind of like faces, and I mean, there's some really crazy, like, but those ridges and those points that are really like glowing are very
Yeah,
interesting to me.
that's
Very, very
wild.
interesting. Like around it, I bet you definitely have fragments of something in there.
Yeah, yeah. Because look, it's they're not doing it all over, just in certain spots.
Yeah. Yes, and some of them kind of spike out. Some of them are lines, like almost like cartilage. Like I don't know. It's
Right.
very interesting. Very interesting.
Like
Wow.
muscle tendons in the foot or
Yes.
something. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yes.
Like right there, you can really see it.
Oh, I know.
That is so wild.
Oh, wow.
That is
Maybe you
cool.
walked on upon like a burial or something.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's you don't know. I mean, I don't know. All
Right.
possibilities right here. Wow.
That is cool.
That
Dang.
is. You too should take it if you can, like trust a piece of the material and hold it up and see if you can, how much of it you can see through. Like if some of it's that dense or more dense. I mean,
Yeah.
there's something right there.
Yeah, there's something in these. This one anyway. I don't really see any in this one. This one has a little bit like spots there,
Oh yeah, you
up
can
here,
definitely. Yes.
but this one has a lot.
Wow. I bet you, and they almost look like they go together. Like that's what makes me think. I'm like, was it a burial site of some sort? Because, like, if you look at how those two pieces and the cracks in them, I could see
Yeah,
them joining. Together. I don't know.
yeah, got a moth on it.
It's like a huge piece of the puzzle. That's
That's wild.
interesting. That is really interesting.
Great idea. Great idea. Wow.
Wow.
I know we're both just like, wow.
I know. I'm like, and I see like towards the top too. I mean, some of the stuff you
It has a
definitely.
lot of whatever that is glowing. There's a lot of it in the top.
There
There's
is
a
at the
lot
top, and I noticed
down
towards the
here, but
bottom.
then there's a lot up here too. That's crazy.
I just can't get over how the pieces look like almost like puzzle pieces, like you could put, together, like, it just like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, it really makes the foot muscles and stuff pop out, man. That's wild. Especially
Yeah.
in this one.
Oh, definitely.
That is
Definitely.
crazy.
And then maybe who knows what kind of fragments were in there, what that was actually, to see that many,
Yeah.
who's
Yeah,
to say maybe they're stomping down the ground for they buried one of their own. I don't know. I have
I
no
might
clue.
take these out and scrape some of that out and have it tested, see what it
Yes.
is. I need to
Yes.
do that. That is crazy.
I would. I would
Oh, I
definitely do it.
will.
I think
I
you're sitting on something
definitely
right
will.
there. Oh,
That's
wow.
amazing.
I
That
do
is
have somebody I
amazing.
know that they had some blood analyzed. I know they said it was through a lab or somebody, I guess, had a lab they trusted. If you're
Yeah?
looking, I don't know, yeah, Carl Supp. I wish Carl was in here, but I can put you in because he's waiting on some blood samples to come back. And I'm the one that, I'm like, can you trust them? Can you trust them? Can you trust them? But you should
Right.
ask a bazillion questions to anybody who you send samples off to.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
yeah, and two, like, I know some of the videos or anything don't necessarily, because I remember my brother, he saw things much like I did, and he
Yeah,
sent
look
in
at
this
this one. It
video.
has a
Oh,
lot
wow.
of it in it. It has a lot,
Oh, look at
especially
that.
up like around the toes. Wow.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, you can totally see it glowing.
Yeah. Man, look at that. That is crazy. Damn, Coley, that was a killer idea.
Oh, that's awesome.
Killer
Now
idea.
I'm invested. I gotta see what this is. Like,
Right? Damn.
wow. That's
That is so cool.
They always leave clues. They
Oh,
always leave
yeah.
clues. I bet you'll find a lot of, tied to that family property. That's where I would look too. Can you get up near that old family property that you had?
Oh yeah, I can get up there.
I would go and I would definitely check out.
There's
Kurt,
my one cousin that lives up there was telling me about a spot up on top of the mountain on that side. Like
I
there's
was
like,
gonna say, look for a spot that you can see down and see that property, like a eagle eye view of it.
well, she was telling me that there's like these, what'd she call it, gap rocks or something, where there's these big boulders and like cliff faces and ledges and stuff. And she said that like back in the day, family members would say like weird stuff was happening up there, and I guess all kind of crazy stuff happened up there. I'm gonna have to get with him and talk to him about it and try to get the story of what happened. You
I
know?
always think back to like when I was a child, like some of this stuff did not seem, I didn't connect the dots until looking back. But if I were you, I would look for a spot that if something were, let's say a watcher of some sort, that they
Yeah,
would have that eagle eye view. They'd be close enough yet far enough away.
definitely,
That's amazing.
definitely. Yeah, I've been wanting to go up on that side of the mountain and look around too. I just never have yet. You know?
Set up a spot and see if you can meditate and talk to
Yeah, I
see what
will. I'll
you
do that. I'll definitely do that.
get. You'll have to come. This has been absolutely like, this has been awesome. Yeah, I'm so glad. Thank you so much for coming on, and
Oh,
I would love
I
to set up.
appreciate you having me on. This is awesome. This is
No,
amazing.
this is a lot of fun. And, I would love to have you back for, a part two, and two,
Sure.
like bring, and you guys, if you have any information that would help Chadwick, can you tell them again? Because we have all your links. If you go into the description of the video, you'll see his YouTube channel, Facebook, X. But what is the best way that they can contact you?
Now you can email me at chestnutridgeparanormal@gmail.com,
And then let them
or
know where they can find you too. We'll get that put.
Facebook, Chadwick Gales on Facebook. See, I tried to make everything Chestnut Ridge Paranormal, but Facebook wouldn't let me. The name was too long, and Instagram wouldn't let me. The name was too long. So, yeah, on Facebook, it's Chadwick Gales. Instagram, it's Paranormal Ridge. YouTube, it's Chestnut Ridge Paranormal. And then my email is chestnutridgeparanormal@gmail.com.
Okay, that's awesome. And we got that. Kurt was asking something in the chat. I was going to see. He's right in your area. He's fantastic. It said, what did Stan or Eric have, if anything, to say about them when you had them on display? He was asking. I don't know. Do you know who Stan and Eric? Is that for you,
Yeah,
maybe?
Stan Gordon and Eric Altman. I haven't really talked to Eric, but Stan's called me a couple of times and we've talked about it and stuff. Yeah, he's interested in it. I should
Yeah.
take them and show them to him. Yeah, I might do that here pretty soon.
And then it said, is that the same area where he just pulled his trail cams from? Did that?
Yeah, it is.
That's yeah. So Kurt, he's not that far. If you would, I can put him in a group chat too. He's great. Like
Cool.
yeah, that's awesome. I would definitely get a team up there and get that. But I think you're right on the right track now. With stuff, I bet you any money I would put money, because you don't come in that close of proximity with a craft until you meet your watchers or your family. They're the people that, most likely. And I would usually say like, wow, that growl, that whatever, but Gary Spikes that comes on here, he's got them on his property. They're very much watching him and have been for generations.
Oh, wow.
He talks about it, and the sound he brought on the show was like almost like a blood curdling, but to him it wasn't. That was their noise. That was their way. And he understood them well enough to know, that it was his son that was crossing, like a boundary with them. And that was like, hey, a call, like, this is our territory, this is our whatever. And who knows who was in the area, but I would suspect something's probably been watching and protecting your family, especially with your lineage for a period. I definitely would put money on it, but yeah, that's awesome. Wow. So cool. Yeah. This is like, Awesome. Thank you for like entertaining. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you got
no
your all of a sudden.
problem.
I didn't think you'd had a black light, and I was like, "Let's do this." This is awesome. But yeah, and again, I want to thank you so much for coming on. And I'll add like after the show ends, I'll get you in touch with all those people. And like I said, you're welcome back. You and Daniel. I mean, if you ever want to come on and do a panel or anything like that, let me know. I think this is great information. I love
Yeah,
that you're getting that evidence out. But
I'm going down there like I think the 17th of next month to do a week-long camp out with him and his ECBRO group. We're going to investigate and stuff, and then he's going to come back up here in September, and we're going to go out for I don't know a few days and see what we can find.
that's
So yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, and you'll have to tell him, if anything. I mean, this is very cool. And
yeah,
too, like I said, a lot of people don't realize, like, and I didn't either, that this fluorescent, I've even heard of people coming back and they've had it under the skin, especially if you can get it within the first couple days, then
yeah.
it will really be glowing. Like, and then that's like
Wow.
across the spectrum. So yeah, hats off to you, Chadwick, on all this stuff. It's been very exciting. And until I know I kept you for 2 hours,
No,
this is
that's okay.
no, but this is yeah,
I'm
this has been
I'm
absolutely
that much into it. It's like I'm good. I'm down. I'm
I know.
down, man.
That's awesome. And so
I
is
love
there
it.
anything, before you go, is there anything that you wanted to leave the audience with until the next time? And please keep us updated and anything, I mean,
Oh
like,
yeah, I will
you wanna come back
definitely.
on, like, we'll do part 2.
Just everybody keep your minds open. Don't close your mind in disbelief. Keep your mind open and keep your eyes to the sky. That's what I would say.
That's awesome. That's well
Yeah.
said. Well said. Again, thank you, and keep in touch, and we'll definitely have you back on, and keep
Mhm.
everybody up to date on this whole thing. I think it's going to get exciting.
Definitely.
It's going to get exciting. That's very cool. Man, that was a lot of fun. I wasn't expecting, all of that, but how cool is that? I mean, just to know and to pool resources together. And Kurt, I'll get you in touch. I think that and anybody that you think that would be helpful in this area. I know, and like I said, I know Carl Supp had some blood tested. I'll have to see and put him in touch with him too. So let's help solve this mystery. And oh, Andrew, yes, David Wilcox. That is, I know that's absolutely terrible. I got the word today also that in Boulder, Colorado, that they had found him, and that's very sad. And that Twitter, I know that you're listening loud and clear. Let's not accept this let's hold people at a higher standard. Let's not do this targeted harassment. If you see something, you say something and you do something. It definitely should not be in the community whatsoever. Um, it's sad. It's sad. And I've been on, not to the extent that these two individuals, especially Corey and David, have been onto it, but I have been on the reciprocating end of it, and it is horrible. And I said, it's only a matter of time before something bad happens. And I'm sorry that David but I hope that if we've learned anything from this, that it is to be better, to do better, and not allow that type of bullying and harassment and trolling to go on. It never should happen. But yes, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. We'll be back tomorrow. We have Bigfoot Dwarf here. So yeah, that will be so much fun. I'm looking forward to him being on 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then we're going to have a Gates panel with Doc Skinner and I. And I don't know all the details for it, but look forward to that on Friday. And Diana, unfortunately, I do only because I know of behind the scenes stuff on what was going on, and it was really bad. It really was, the harassment and the things that they did, and the videos, and it was heartbreaking to watch and see. And I know that it shook them both very much to the core. But yeah, I do. Unfortunately, I do. I think it's going to be a ripple that's going to go through this community. But I think if anything that we have learned from this community, that when you see stuff like this, especially these people, and you know what, this has nothing to do with the show that I just did, but let's call Steve Cambion to the red carpet. Let's call the hidden in plain sight people to the red carpet. Let's pull them to the red carpet, because if you had only seen the portion of it that I got, even for having Corey Good on the show and the names and what they did to me, you would, a whole new picture would be painted. But those are the people right there that need to be accountable for some of this. And I would never name names like that if I did not know, but let's look to the hidden in plain sight, and let's look to the Steve Cambions and those truth seekers in their name. That I wouldn't even call them truth seekers. They are not truth seekers. They are in fact trolls. They are bullies. They are crude individuals that stop at no lengths. So I hope this right here is a wake-up call to them. But on that note, thank you for taking the journey into the unknown. I'm Coley, also known as ColeyUFO, and may there be some justice in this world. Rest in peace, David Wilcox. My sincere condolences to you and your loved ones. So on that note, be seeing you guys soon.
He's there ain't lying. UFOs in the night.